So, Grace, wonderful to have you on the show. And I'm delighted to be able to tell you that you are number one in the official folk albums chart
Yes.
with
Oh, that's
Build Something
amazing.
Better.
Oh, that is
Congratulations.
amazing news. Thank you very much.
I mean,
Oh, that's great. That's great.
the album's done incredibly well, hasn't it?
Yeah, well, I think my last record, Connectivity, got to number 2 in the folk chart. I think we were just pipped to the post by Ferocious Dog, so that's really lovely to hear. Yeah. I mean, we were very I was really amazed actually at the response when in the release week we just had a lot of people kind of really get on board with the sort of the top 40 was the aim, and then we went into the top 30 of the overall chart, which is much more than we were hoping for.
So I always think of you as a kind of barometer of what's going on in the nation, of the state of the nation. So when you sat down to write the songs about this album, it seems to me you had a lot to be angry about, a lot that you were upset about. Did you have a lot of things you wanted to get off your chest when you were writing at least the first part of the album?
Yes, I mean completely. I mean, this is sort of the curse of the the curse of the protest singer, I think, is that everything moves so fast and everything is sort of I mean, at least in the years that I've been active as a kind of political songwriter, everything just kind of goes from bad to worse and worse and worse and worse. So yeah, I mean, it's certainly, my last record was 2021, so it's sort of 3 years worth of kind of pent up political sort of rage and despair, I suppose. So there's a lot of things about Brexit in there. There's a lot of things about the kind of demonization of refugees and the kind of living standards and plummeting and cost of living sort of soaring at the same time as we're sort of being demanded to be ever more kind of patriotic and nationalistic. So there was a lot of kind of just boiling over tensions, I suppose. I mean, when I was writing the record, I sort of was talking to my partner, my fiance, and I was saying, all I want to write at the moment is about how sort of angry I am and how terrible I think everything is, but I don't think anybody needs that album, and I don't really want to put that into the world. And she's much wiser than me. She said, well, the thing you have to remember is that other people feel like that as well, and they want to be reminded that they're not alone. So so it's not it's not the most cheerful record I've ever written, but it certainly is one, I think, of you can't accuse me of not caring. I think it's pretty passionate.
And we should congratulate you on your engagement, that you
Thank
are
you very
now
much.
engaged. So there's a bit of that coming through, isn't there? The love songs are in there as well.
Hmm. Yeah, I mean, I was always joking on stage that I think you get emotional whiplash listening to the record as a whole, because it's either these furious, rage-filled, depressed protest songs, or it's these kind of I've never been so happy love songs. So it's it's certainly a record of two halves.
What was it like having Frank Turner as the producer?
Oh, a dream. Yeah. I mean, I love Frank. We go way back. I toured with him in 2019. And he was always absolutely lovely to me on tour, and I'm a huge fan of his music, and he was kind of the obvious choice for me, and I was delighted that he wanted to work with me on the record, because I think that his catalogue really exemplifies what I was shooting for with this album, which is kind of he's got a lot of folk influences in there, but he's got a lot of punk influences in there, and ultimately, I think he's a real master of sort of creating something that feels quite melodic, even if it can be quite angry, or quite, even if the content is maybe not the happiest song in the world. I think he's a real master of sort of turning those sentiments into somehow these really hopeful, kind of big anthemic, joy-filled tracks. So that's what I was hoping he would work that magic on this record, and he more than delivered. And he was just delightful to work with. I mean, I'm not a natural recorder. I find recording really hard, actually, and I hate the whole process. I said that to him at the beginning. I said, I'm not going to hide this from you. I hate recording, and I think, in all the ways that I'd rather just do one take and sort of have it be done and almost never listen to it again. He's sort of the opposite, in the way that he's kind of very granular, and really, I think he really enjoys the kind of nerdy side of recording, and really kind of getting into the weeds and the real small minute details with it. So it was really wonderful to have him just kind of work his magic on it. And once I kind of got over the I mean, it took me a really long time to send him the demos, because I really kind of got, I mean, he's like a good friend, and, you know, has always been really lovely and generous to me. But I did kind of get in my head a bit about, like, I was like, God, it's Frank Turner, man. I can't send him these, like, you know, unfinished, stupid, pointless thoughts. And then I sent him the demos eventually, and he was just really gracious about it. And then I think really just elevated the whole record to way beyond what I hoped, to be honest. Yeah, he was great. He was a dream.